All right, everybody, welcome back. We are here to collect. I am your host, SQD Will. Thank you so much for joining us again for another Top 2024 toy video. Guys and gals, we dropped two already. We have the Top 2024 PC Wrestling Cards video. You want to check that out if you're a big card collector. All wrestling cards, some of my favorite cards that I added to my personal collection in 2024. So go check that out. We also just dropped the top action figures of 2024. Love that video. Again, you're going to get all that TMNT, Transformers, all those IPs are there. So if you want to know which figures we thought were the best of the best this year in 2024 in our collections that we added to our collections too, go check out that video. Again, all the links will be in the description below and on my page, so you can go check us out there. We're here to collect, guys and gals, but what we're here for right now are the top wrestling figures of 2024. Let's get into it now. All right, everybody, we are back here in the studio. Thanks so much for joining us. Thanks so much for all the support in 2024, guys and gals. We are back here to review some of our top wrestling figures of 2024. So if you're a wrestling figure collector, you're going to love this. All right, to start, I just want to remember, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. It means so much to us, guys and gals. We had a banner fourth corner for 2024. We had a lot of people come in, so welcome to the community. Welcome to the Here to Collect community, guys and gals. What we also want you all to do is comment on the videos if you like them. Get into the conversation with me. I love responding to your comments, guys and gals. So yeah, just give us comments below. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you dislike. Let me know everything in between, and we'll go from there. We'll keep pumping out the content. We're going to be posting some reviews, some toy reviews coming up as well of some wrestling figures, so you want to stay tuned for that as well. We'll be doing our toy hunts. We do bi-weekly. That's 2 times per week we do toy hunts. So this week we only are going to probably pump out one because we have so much content coming to you for the top of 2024. But don't forget to check back, turn that notification bell on, and as soon as we post something, you're going to get that notification that it went live and you can view the video then. Also, don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms. We're here to collect SQD on Instagram. I believe we're here to collect _ on Twitter. We're going to kind of change it all. I think it's going to be CC. I'm not sure. Guys and gals, we got to get this trademarked and ready to go. So we will do that soon. So we're going to try to get all our handles Here to Collect. But for now, it's Here to Collect SQD. You can find us anywhere on social media, but we love posting on Instagram. So if you do have an Instagram, hit that follow button because it means so much. We're approaching 5,000 followers, so let's get that before the first quarter ends in 2025. With all this said, I did want to just briefly mention that these are my favorite figures, guys and gals. Like, you can say that you like them or dislike them or whatever. I really, it doesn't really matter to me because it's what resonates with me, right? It's nostalgia, it's new, it's old, it's everything in between. It's really what just is my aesthetic. You see the cowboy hat, I love cowboy, stuff like that. So when I'm doing these per se, I'm not ranking anything either. We're going to throw everything out on the studio table for you all to see. We'll take a photo at the end. We'll talk a little bit about it in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts. We're bringing everything, but we will have this, formally by, I would say, producer or maker of the figures. So we'll kind of start with some of the outliers, as you can see in front of you. Major Wrestling Figure Podcast, Major Bendy's, boom. We'll go then into AEW, Jazwares AEW, then we'll do Mattel WD at the end, because it's obviously they're the largest producer of wrestling figures, I think. You're probably going to get more than any of them. So, and they did some great work this year. So, before I start, I want to give a hats off, which I should have done in my last video, to all the producers that make these toys, that produce them for us, because they're the ones behind the scenes. They're doing the best they can with the obviously budget they have. And secondly, I want to give a hats off to all of you in 2024, and as we are in 2025 right now, because if you weren't here, this would never be possible, guys. So we're grassroots. We're not buying likes. We're not buying subscriptions. We're not going to do that. As Ric Flair falls, woo! But what we are going to do is we're going to give you some quality content, and then whatever you'd like to do in any way, shape, or form to support the channel, please do so. And that could be easy. That could just be hitting the like button, hitting the subscribe button, and going from there. With all that said, let's flip this around and get into the top wrestling figures of 2024. All right, everybody, we are back. And just let me preface this video by saying I am probably going to move the camera around, stop it here and there. I probably will do independent lines and AEW all once, do a stop, and then go from there with Mattel WWE. With all that said, let's get into it. All right, so there were a lot of great independent figure producers this year. We're not going to get in depth on a lot of them. There were so many great figures released. I didn't get a lot. This is an area in my collection where I kind of have to watch out, right, for. Because a lot of this stuff now is becoming licensed. However, a lot of this stuff I don't see having a lot of aftermarket retail value long term, unless it's maybe a Ric Flair or a Macho Man or things of that nature. So we didn't add a lot of it to the collection actually this year. With all that said, I did add a few very, very distinct pieces, which I felt were just amazing. And I mean, in some cases, like this Ric Flair, better than what we got in the past. And I got to shout out Major Wrestling Figure Podcast, Major Bendy's, Big Rubber Guys. So the whole team there, including the boys, Matt Cardona, Brian Myers, that stingy lawyer, Smart Mark Sterling. Just kidding. I love Smart Mark. I give him a lot of shit in AEW, guys. You see me. If you see me, a guy with a cowboy hat in the East Coast, it's probably going to be me on an AEW show with a sparkly jacket or some sort. Anyway, I digress. Let's get back to the point. The whole team there, again, Kanik, all the guys, TTD. I mean, these guys are doing great work. They released their Major Bendy's Big Rubber Guys line, and this was one of the first figures. Now, obviously, this Ric Flair can't stand for shit. I mean, I'm sorry, but I didn't do a review on this, but he is like permanently bent backwards, so he's not going to stand, but I mean, most of the LJNs didn't stand either. So with that said, I mean, regardless of that, this figure is just beautiful, guys. I mean, look at it. The sculpt on it is great. The paintwork is great. It's clean. It just looks great. I love all the molded detail here. You even have the ring, the watch, the little buttons here. I could not have this Ric Flair, Big Rubber Guys, Ric Flair in the top figures of 2024 wrestling figures. I mean, gosh, he's even got the ring there. I mean, this is just an amazing figure, guys. And again, this is kind of that NWA era, that early WCW era of Ric Flair. Love the glasses too on that. We're gonna put him way back here, because we're gonna fill this out, and he's one of the biggest wrestling figures we have. So let's put him back here. All right, up next, guys and gals, we're going to bring in one of our favorite favorite figures of this year. This is the One Man Gang. Oh, I forgot what he says. So, I gotta say, hats off to these guys. Obviously, I'm not gonna take my hat off right now. We'll do a little bit of that later. But Josh at Zombie Sailor Toys has been just killing it. But I felt that my favorite figure this year from Zombie Sailor was this One Man Gang. And one of the reasons why it was my favorite figure was because of the representation of the cloth goods here on the denim cutoff jacket. Look at that. Even in the cutoff, it looks great. 747 One Man Gang. He also fits right into the, obviously, Hasbro display. I put him with my big guys. He's detailed. He looks great. He's got the shirt underneath. These are just very high quality figures, and Zombie released a lot this year, guys. I just picked this one because it just stood out to me. It's got the tattoos on the side. The facial sculpt was great. Yeah, I just love everything about this ZST One Man Gang figure, so I had to put him in as one of my top figures of 2024. Now, as far as independent companies, there were a lot of great figures produced, guys. If you didn't make the list, don't worry. It's not you. I just can't spend money on everything. It's just crazy. I do a lot of different stuff, and I primarily, obviously, collect wrestling, but it just gets to be a lot. So I stuck with the stuff that I really liked. I did get more Zombie Sailor Toys stuff. I did have a few other big rubber guys, but you know what I'm saying? Like, guys, I can't do it all. So that is what made the cut for me in 2024. What independent wrestling figure companies did you like the most in 2024? And not only that, what figures from those companies did you like the best in 2024? Comment below, guys and gals. And obviously, we're going to leave the links to all these independent producers, these two, in the description below if you're interested. With that said, let's get on to Jazwares AEW. All right, everybody, we are back with Jazwares AEW. Now, there's Unrivaled, there's Unmatched, there's Supreme. There are Ring of Honor exclusives and Jazwares Vault exclusives. We did not really separate any of that. And we also didn't, we're not going to go top Unmatched, top Supreme figures, anything like that. We're just going to give you our favorite figures that Jazwares AEW produced in 2024. And to start, I had really, really loved this Jeff Hardy. This is one of the first figures we reviewed when we revamped the channel, when we started it up again, and we were thinking of rebranding and doing all this stuff. This was one of my first figures I reviewed, so go check it out on the channel. I really loved this Jeff Hardy. Again, I don't know what series this is from, but I had felt the tattoo deco on this and everything was just beautiful. I love the sculpted detail on the pants as well. The belt, they could have hit some color on the belt, but again, I digress. But this facial sculpt on Jeff is just amazing. It is just super, super good, guys. This freaking facial sculpt is amazing on Jeff. And I thought that Jazwares, I'm telling you, the value for a wrestling figure product, and maybe for just a figure product in general, is amazing. You get lifelike detail. The proportions look great. Now, they're a little larger, as are the Mattels. Again, they're ranging almost 7-inch, but the tattoo deco on this stuff was great. The facial sculpts are great and getting better and better. So we had to include this Jeff Hardy. And then we also love the inclusion of, obviously, the painted chair, too. We had to include it. It's on display with Jeff, and he even has the signatures and stuff down here. Guys, this is an amazing figure all around. So we had to include him as one of the top figures of 2024. So let's put him just back here a little bit. We will rearrange the display as we move on and onward and upwards and forward and backward. So next up, I love this figure, and I'm so happy I picked it up. This is the Jazwares AEW Tony Storm, and we all know that they have the timeless Tony Storm, the Ringside Collectibles. I believe it's an exclusive for Ringside Collectibles, but we had felt that this this actual Tony Storm, the original, was banger. And for the money, you can't beat it. Look at this freaking jacket. The belt fits perfectly on her. Her facial sculpt looks great. I'm not going to take the glasses off right now, but it still looks good just because for the purposes of the video, I don't want them to fall off and then they're kind of falling off already. So there you go. The facial sculpt looks great. She's back to her rock star Tony Storm look. The boots are great. It's just a well-built figure, guys. It's tight. Again, the joints aren't loose. The facial sculpt is good. A lot of molded detail here, guys and gals. And that's why we love the Jazwares AEW products so much comparatively to anything else in the marketplace because, well, her glasses aren't going to stay on now because I think the heat is softening up the plastic. But that's why we love the Jazwares AEW products so much because it's just, again, the value you're getting for a wrestling figure. We're going to leave those off for now. The value you're getting for a wrestling figure is just incredible all around. So we really, really loved this Tony Storm. And like I said, she's back to being Tony Storm. So the figure is relevant again. Guys and gals, this is one of my favorite female wrestling figures of 2024. It ranks up there. I'm going to keep the glasses off because it's just heated with the plastic. I think the lights and stuff. So we got Tony Storm as one of our top figures of 2024. Next up, we have to include the Rated R Superstar. We just dropped a review of this figure. Edge, as we call him. Adam Copeland, or now they call him Cope. This figure just came out at the tail end of 2024, and it was a banger, guys. I don't know what else you would want in an Adam Copeland figure or Edge figure. The facial sculpt is awesome. You can check our review out. I love this Adam Copeland. He's back now. It's amazing how relevant these figures are right now. So really enjoy this figure. We thought it was great. Again, the value is incredible, comparative. And yeah, you spend $20 on a figure and you get pretty much everything you want. Really, really high quality here, guys. Really, really quality stuff. So with that said, we had to include the Edge or Adam Copeland in the collection this year and put him in the top figures of 2024. Now, I know this is a controversial figure before I actually even put it out here, but I'm sorry, I love this. I loved this Sting. I don't know why people are so down on it. I guess maybe it's because body proportion wise people didn't like it, but when the coat's on and he's doing his pose, I mean, what more do you want, guys? This is a great figure. It's a Supreme figure, pinless knees and elbows. It looks seamless. It looks great. The jacket drapes very well. You have that intricate detail on the jacket too. You can see right there all that design work. The facial sculpt looks great. I mean, guys, I don't know why you're down on this figure. Even the skin tone is great. I don't know. Some people are down on it. We aren't on this channel. We feel this is one of the best Jazwares AEW figures that were produced this year. And I just don't know what else to say other than that. Now, I think this came out really early in the year, so you may have found it in 2023 to 2024, but we wanted to include it in 24 just for the purposes of this video. I did do a review on this as well, link in the description below. I'm not going to inundate you with review links. You're going to find them if you want to find them. They're on the page, guys and gals. I have great thumbnails. You can see them. I also have a figure review section that I'm dumping stuff into, so you may want to check that out as well for easy access. But loved that Sting. Now, the last of our AEW, or I wouldn't even say AEW, but our Jazwares Ring of Honor figures. This set, guys, was incredible. This is probably my favorite wrestling figure set or figures of the year. These were the Briscoe brothers. You have Mark and Jay Briscoe here. They just look incredible. Wow. I mean, talk about doing it right. There is nothing wrong. This could be my favorite figures of the year. I mean, the tragedy that happened, obviously, with Jay Briscoe and not having a figure of him and then getting Dem Boy's top DOA with the chains, that, geez, guys, that FTR match was incredible. That FTR match with the Briscoe brothers in Ring of Honor was one of the best matches I've ever seen, or tag team matches I've ever seen in my entire life. Love the dog collar match, representative of here. And then you have Mark as well, who looks great. I mean, guys, this is just an amazing set. You need to add this to your collection if you don't already have it. I know it was a Jazwares Vault exclusive. I'm sure you can find it on the aftermarket, but this set is amazing and could be our top wrestling figure or figures of the year. I mean, really, it just does everything for me. So that is a little bit of what we liked Jazwares wise. Now, Jazwares also had other great figures too. We loved that Swerve Strickland. I thought the Swerve Strickland figure was great. I just don't like the facial sculpt without the glasses. I thought there goes a figure, guys. It's figure down. I thought they could have improved on that facial sculpt. That is why he is not in here. Otherwise, he would be in here. There were other good figures too that came out. We absolutely loved I believe it was the Revolution Daniel Bryan exclusive. Another great figure. I think they updated some stuff on DB. That was awesome as well. I'm not sure if Samoa Joe was this year, that Target exclusive, but again, another honorable mention. We loved that figure too. So there were a lot of other figures, but we felt that these were the creme de la creme. And if Jazwares is watching this is what we want. Like, at least this is what I want. Like, I look for perfection. I look for great facial sculpts. I look for value. I look for molded detail. You're giving that to us right here. And if I can get figures like this moving forward, Jeremy, sign me up. I'm in, baby. The Godfather. I got to give you a too sweet, because hats off, brother. You really did a great job here. There were a lot of misses too. A lot of misses with Jazwares AEW and Ring of Honor this year. But I felt the hits were like the best figures of the year. Some of the best figures of the year. So again, there has to be balance. There is budget. Not everything could be a knockout. They got to do reuse. They got to do certain things. But my only critique with Jazwares would be, please update the Kenny Omega and Young Bucks facial sculpts. Get them in a scanning machine, and the Hangman Adam Page as well. Get them in the scanning machine. Whoever made these facial sculpts should be working on them. And if they should, or you should find someone similar, because these were amazing. And I didn't find that Matt Hardy yet either. I know that Matt Hardy looks really good too. So with all that said, guys and gals, let's move on to the Mattel portion and the WWE portion of our top wrestling figures of 2024. All right, guys and gals, we are about halfway through it, although the Mattel stuff, there's a lot of it, obviously, because there are so many figures released and then they're so good, but we're kind of at the midway point, almost there. So don't forget, we're here to collect. I'm your host, SQD Will. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel, guys and gals. Thanks so much for joining us for the top wrestling figures of 2024 by us. Again, there are no rules to this. The only rule that I have is that I had to purchase the figure in 2024, and that's it. Everything else is up to me. I like what I like. I dislike what I dislike. Comment below. I buy what I like, so that's what's going to be here, obviously. But comment below. Let me know your thoughts. What did you think about the Jazwares AEW stuff? What did you think about the independent wrestling stuff? Let me know in the comments below. We're going to get right into Mattel. I don't even know where to start, but I think I know where to start. We're not putting any retros or superstars in there. Now, I just wanted to say before I start my top Mattel WWE figures of 2024, I love the Superstars line. I think that Razor figure is awesome. The Big Boss Man figure is awesome. There were so many great Superstar figures, but for the purpose of this video, I'm going to leave that out. But those are some of the honorable mentions I'd have to say from that line. I absolutely loved it. I think they're doing a bang-up job. Cactus Jack was great. Bam Bam Bigelow. I mean, so on and so on and so forth. So I love the line. I'm just not going to feature a lot of that stuff here today because I don't collect a lot of it. I collect bits and pieces. Like we do an Attitude Era and we do a Golden Era, basically. And we don't collect anything in between from that line. But on the other hand, we are all in with Elites and Ultimate Editions. And to be honest with you, this year, I felt that we got some really, really strong Elite figures, albeit I do kind of tend, or I'm trending in the direction of just going Ultimate Editions for a lot of the stuff, for a lot of the main characters as well. However, there were some really, really great Elite figures. I do want to also say this. I don't do main event series, but I do want to give it as a whole an honorable mention. I think they updated their articulation points, which are great. I think that the value is also there if you just want a standalone figure. I got the Mean Gene and Hogan 2-pack specifically for that Mean Gene. And again, as a standalone, as not having that era of Mean Gene in my collection, I thought it fit perfectly. I have him actually next to the Vince McMahon in that kind of baby blue jacket as well from the 80s. So I don't want to be like, oh, the main event isn't good or the 2-packs aren't good or anything like that. No, I'm not saying that. It's just something that we don't regularly collect on the channel. So with that said, let's move into the Elites to start. And again, I don't know really where to begin because there were so many great Elite figures, but I think we'll start with the manager or some managers in general. And this one came out, I think, earlier in the year. Guys, I don't know. But it was a Target exclusive, and I absolutely thought they nailed this Jimmy Hart. It is one of the best, if not the best, Jimmy Hart figures of all time. Now, can they do this moving forward with some of his other stuff to update? I hope so, because this facial sculpt is amazing on the figure. And this attire is just so intricate and detailed. It's amazing. This is from this WCW era where he managed Hulk Hogan when he first came in. Hulkster on the side. Guys, this is amazing. The megaphone is great as well. The facial sculpt, everything about this figure, even the cummerbund is amazing. I don't know how they did it, but they put a lot of value into this. There's a lot of deco. There's a lot just of everything, sculpted detail, parts to this figure, and they did a wonderful job. So shout out to the design team there, Bill. You spread your budget. This is a Legends figure. It was a Target exclusive for you guys that are interested, and that has to be one of our top Elites of 2024, guys. I think it's an amazing figure. Sticking with Legends and Target, we have to bring in this beautiful Captain Lou Albano. If you know me very well, guys and gals, but maybe you don't, I am a sucker for the incorporation of soft goods with firmer plastic goods. I just think it goes so well together. It gives texture, it gives depth. It's just amazing. I think Mattel began to do this on like the Sergeant Slaughter from the 90s, the Iraqi sympathizer Sergeant Slaughter, and they did it with General Adnan, or I forgot, the Iron Sheik guy, not General Adnan, Colonel Mustafa. Sorry guys, my memory again. But again, I love the incorporation of the soft good shirt with the firmer jacket. It just looks so well. And they do a lot of this, I think, in the Superstars line too, where they're doing combo soft goods and firmer goods on the clothing. But the detail's great. You have the logos on the jacket. Again, this is a jacket almost similar to the stuff we're getting with AEW with just a little less detail. I mean, the fringe work could have been, you know, a little bit maybe tattered and, you know, stuff like that. But all in all, I can't complain. I'm not going to, because this is a great figure. Well proportioned. The facial sculpt on this thing rocks. And I love that it came with the broken record as well. Amazing, amazing, amazing job again from Mattel. And that is a figure that you can find probably for on average $20, especially if you get them on sales. Both of these figures are value driven. I wish we got some of this style of value in the Ultimate Editions line. I really do, and I think we do, but again, it's like hit and miss, all right? But these two figures look great. Again, I'm not going to be a Debbie Downer. With that said, we're going to stick with the 80s and 90s a little bit. And this was one of our favorite cool, fun figures of as a whole in 2024. I think this just resonates with everybody. I mean, I think if you're not even a wrestling figure collector, you'd probably pick this up for your 80s display, because this Hulkamania figure is just sick. Again, part of the Target exclusive Legends line. I am surrounded by Mattel WWE Legends here. I love nostalgia. I love the Legends line. We have series 1 through gosh knows what's up here. I mean, there's series, I can't even read it, 3, 4. I mean, we have a lot of them in on card, but we opened the newer ones. Loved this Hogan. Loved the leather strap on the guitar. Loved the American flag on the guitar. He came with the glasses. He's got the cross here. He's got the Hulkamania, classic Hulkamania red shirt. His boots are, everything is great about this figure, guys. I mean, I don't so know. I mean, you know, there are a lot of Hogan figures that are coming out, and there were a lot of figures that came out of Hogan, but I loved this one especially. It's always on my fun card display next to me, and it's just amazing. It's a great figure. I even love that they gave the cutaway gloves. It's just amazing, guys. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to head into some of the, I don't know what we should do. We'll finish it off with one more 90s team for Elites. Okay, guys, we're going to do one more 90s kind of team, and then we'll head into, and then we're going to be headed into a little bit extreme, because you know what we love. We love extreme here. All right. This 2-pack came out towards the kind of end of the year, and I'm not gonna, again, we don't rank this stuff, so it's not like we're ranking these figures. We're gonna just put them in because we thought this was a great 2-pack. The headbangers, we needed them for that new gen display / Raw's War display, whatever you want to do. They go on my new gen display, but the headbangers were amazing. We have not had Headbangers figures produced for like 20 years. It's pretty crazy. The last figures of them were the BCA figures in the 90s. And with that said, I think Nick Mattel gave them their due. I don't think you need to buy another Headbangers figures as we live. The shirts, the kilts, the socks, the titles, the facial sculpts are spot on, especially the facial sculpt with Thrasher and all the earrings in his nose and mouth and stuff like that. They just look incredible. They even came with the necklaces. For a 2-pack, an Elite 2-pack, this was an Elite 2-pack. It was awesome. I loved everything about these two figures, and I'm so happy to have added them back into my collection. What we're also going to do, guys and gals, we will break during Ultimate Editions to clean it all up a little bit, and we'll go from there. Now, with all that said, I told you we were going to get a little extreme, and talking about extreme exclusive 2-packs, we did a review of this 2-pack on the channel. This is Testify, the Dudley Boys. These were long-awaited figures. I am so happy that we got them in our collection. These are real ECW, early WWE Dudley Boys figures with the tie-dye. We got Bubba Ray, we got Devon. There were some things that I liked and disliked about these figures. Don't get me wrong. It wasn't all peaches and cream here. You know, it wasn't all, dancing around jolly. But check out my review for the in-depth review of these. Overall, though, I gotta give my hats off to Mattel again. The titles are the problem, but the figures look great. Bubba's face sculpt is a little off too, but love that we added these two this year because they look great together. They are on my Mattel ECW display. And they're just great figures. Get them in your collection if it's still available. I know they were popping in and out of Mattel Creations. I know Ringside Collectibles had these at 1.2. I'm assuming they're going to reproduce these. I mean, they are very, very coveted and wanted figures of 2024. And exit line and tonight. Talk about first times. We got Sandman with a beer can and barbed wire and a white ECW shirt with these Reebok inspired high top sneakers. We all know these. I believe these were the Shaqs back in the day. I don't know what their name is. Comment below. But look at the design work on the pants and I mean, this is Sandman, guys. This is mid-90s Sandman. We got him. We also got him in that chase attire, that red, white, and blue attire. So, what did they say? Crack went open, fire went up, and I don't know. Let's get extreme. I forgot what the saying goes. But this figure was amazing. It comes with the kendo stick. I mean, I didn't really do much to him. I just took him out of the packaging, put a beer can in his hand and a kendo stick, and I think we're good. I mean, that's how good this figure is. I mean, it's just, you don't have to do much with it, right? So we're going to put him on this side. We loved the Sandman this year. Again, we're telling you, these are some perfect figures. You look at these figures, they are stellar. Again, I am looking for the best of the best. That's what we try to do here on the channel. We want the creme de la creme. We want to show you what we think are the best of the best, what we like the most. We want to be positive. Now, not to say we're going to not be positive. There are times we're going to be negative as well. I mean, we're going to show you, even in the best figures, some flaws. But with that said, we try to do the best of the best here on the channel, so we hope you like it. Comment below, do you like some of these elites? We're not done, though. We're going to do some modern era elites. And to start, we're going to go with a female. So we had Toni Storm for a Jazwares AEW, and we have Rhea Ripley. We did a review of this figure on the channel as well earlier on when we started or revamped the channel in September, October 2024. We just love this Rhea. This Rhea looks great. There are some things that we dislike, but there's some things we really, really like, especially that facial sculpt on the figure. So this Rhea I love. I love the short hair look. I love that it came with the championship, obviously. Now we're going to get a new Rhea in 2025, which I can't wait to get with that Ultimate Edition ring. Hopefully we can get some on the aftermarket. I'm hoping to buy one on the aftermarket, or Ringside Collectibles will take some out and sell the rings and the figure separately. I haven't looked on their website if they're doing that just yet. I know sometimes they do that. But with that said, I just loved this Rhea Ripley figure. I loved a lot of things about it, from the selection of the gear, to the facial sculpt, to the inclusion of the belt. It was just a very, very, very well done figure. And I'd be remiss to say this if I couldn't add her Dom in here as well, because I got to tell you guys, I did find the Ultimate Edition figure of Dom in 2024. However, I just love this figure. This Elite figure, I think, is just amazing. It is Prison Dom. You know, again, it's for what I needed. It's just an amazing, amazing figure. And I love the cloth goods here. I love that, the incorporation of the more firmer plastic goods. He's got the glasses on and everything. Amazing figure, guys. I love this so much. I have not... The only issue is I don't have another set of handcuffs. I have the handcuffs on the WrestleMania Dom, the Ultimate Edition that it came with, because I just have him in the Rey Mysterio Jr. mask. I loved that entrance. I thought it was super fun. So for the purpose, I just put his hands together, whatever. It just is what it is. You can see the tattoo deck on his hands are awesome too. So now there's probably others out there that you have on your list that I didn't, and that's okay. We don't have to have the same lists. You could say that some of these figures over here are god-awful. I don't know. Maybe you think so. That's up to you. But these are some of the best elites we thought were released in 2024 by Mattel WWE. There's probably some on here that I missed too. There's probably some out there that I didn't get because it just didn't resonate with me. And not to say they're bad figures or they shouldn't be on other people's lists, but they're just not on mine. With that said, I hope you enjoyed this. Comment below, what were some of your favorite elites from 2024? What are you most looking forward to in 2025? And guys, we're going to get into live streams, and we're going to get into what we think about announcements and figure announcements and stuff. And we're going to get into Toy Fair in SDCC in New York Comic Con. So guys, strap in, get that buckle real tight, because hats are going to be flying, shoes are going to be flying off. You're going to have to really strap in, guys, because we're ready to go. So let's get to our top Ultimate Editions, I guess, or top wrestling figure Ultimate Editions of 2024, baby. All right, everybody, we are back. I know we said Ultimate Editions, but I needed to bring this in because there are two figures here from Jazwares AEW that I wanted to give mentions to that should be on this top wrestling figures of 2024 as well. This Jeff Jarrett is amazing. I love the facial sculpts. Again, Jazwares nailing it out of the park. I love the slap nuts here. I love the packaging here. I forgot about these two because they are mitten box. I don't know if I'm going to keep them mitten box, if I'm not going to keep them mitten box, guys and gals. For now, I'm going to. This was super cheap as well on Ringside Collectibles. I'll probably end up just busting this open eventually, but I wanted to throw Jarrett in the mix here. And then in addition to Jarrett, I wanted to also give the mention out to, we mentioned this, the Timeless Tony Storm figure. So we have the regular Tony Storm figure in there. This Timeless Tony Storm figure is amazing, guys and gals. This is one that I'm going to keep in the packaging. Another one that I may get a double of just because it's so cool. It was, again, very cheap on the Ringside Collectibles Black Friday 4.0, 7.0, 8, 9, 10.0 sale. But this figure is awesome. Black and white Tony Storm. I actually like this facial sculpt a lot better than this one, but they're both great. Love them both. And yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with these two. I know I want to open them, but I don't know if I should buy others. Guys, should I give them in the box? Buy two more? Comment below. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me put these in the background because, again, they should be represented. And we'll be right back with Ultimate Editions. All right, everyone, we are finally back here to round out our top wrestling figures of 2024. We're going to end with Mattel WWE Ultimate Editions, guys and gals. I wanted to throw out some honorable mentions. There's three. The first one is that John Cena Ultimate Edition, which is amazing. I love the figure. I think it's highly detailed. Comes with an amazing amount of accessories. I just didn't put it on my list because of the height. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know. I think he looks weird. He looks stumpy. His height looks off. That is just personally my preference, so I didn't include him in one of my top figures of 2024. He's almost there, though. He's probably out of the three the best, and that's not on the list, and I could have slid him in real easily. Second, the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes. We did a review of this figure on the channel. Go check it out. We'll put a link in the description below. Again, there's issues. Bobblehead issues. There's the coat, the jacket, the entrance jacket. Look, he's too big and bulky up in the chest for me. I'm sorry, guys. I can't deal with it. It just doesn't look good. And in the review, the toy review we did of the figure, you can see the Cody Rhodes versus the Jazwares. The Jazwares with the Mattel head is just the way to go right now with Cody Rhodes until they really perfect it. And Mattel is having a problem perfecting that Cody Rhodes figure. Maybe Magic can help them out a little bit in that avenue. I thought the Jazwares proportions were great. And again, these are just common issues with Mattel: bobbleheads, proportions, messy paint apps, etc. So again, I think they'll resolve all this. I don't agree with what the Major Wrestling Figure Podcast said. I've been having bobbleheads on my figures for this year, throughout the year. It's not a one-off. This is not an anomaly. It's happening. I don't know what it's due to. It could be QC issues at the new factory. I have no idea, guys and gals, but it's happening on a lot of my figures. I'm not going to request vouchers. I'm not returning things, guys. This is just the general nature of it. You just got to correct it. With that said, I'm going to end it there with the constructive criticism. I'm going to come back around, and we're finally going to honorable mention that CM Punk, the ringside exclusive. I did not put that figure on the list. It was kind of like a C figure, in my opinion. It didn't come with a lot. I personally felt like it was almost rushed. A lot of the cuts on it are weird, especially in the torso and on the thighs and legs. It just looks odd. I will never display that Punk with the kiss. I know it's a great moment. I know they tried for a certain specific era and time. I'm just not going to do it, guys. You'll see all those things in that review. Those are my honorable mentions. Again, the John Cena was probably the closest one to making it in here to the studio, but I just couldn't do it, man. He just looks proportionally a lot like off. That's just me. Comment below. What are your thoughts? What are your honorable mentions? Check out my review videos. Comment on them if you think I'm correct on some things, if you think I'm wrong on some things, and we will go from there. With that said, let's get into the final run here of the top figures of 2024 wrestling figures. And the first one I would have to say is amazing. So this is the Mattel WWE Ultimate Edition Monday Night Wars exclusive to Walmart icon Roddy Piper. Man, WCW era Piper, he looks great. His facial sculpt looks great. I loved this for so many reasons. I love the fact that you could do multiple looks with Piper. I love the fact that you had the entrance jacket. It came with a lot of stuff. It came with alternate facial sculpts. I love the screaming scan. I actually have a bash I'm looking at right now with the screaming scan and him in like a vest with no shirt on. It looks sick. So I would have to say that this Piper is definitely up there for one of my top figures of 2024. He looks great and he displays super well. Next is a very simple figure, but it's done right in so many different ways. So this is the Undertaker. This is the Ultimate Edition, Mattel WWE Ultimate Edition, Target Legends exclusive Undertaker. Now, this is where Mattel does it right everywhere. So again, we've been talking about tattoo deco. We've been talking about cloth goods. We've been talking about facial sculpts. We've been talking about molded details. This is when a figure is perfected by Mattel. This is a simple figure, which is perfect. He's got all the molded detail here, even in the wrist shape, even in the gloves. He's got that beautiful tongue out facial sculpt that is incredible, guys. I mean, this is lifelike. It looks like Undertaker. It's got that shine like the AEW Jazwares does. His cloth goods entrance jacket is awesome. It's probably rivals the Stinger one. This is just a great simple figure overall. It's one of my favorite Mattel releases of the year for all those reasons. The shine, the facial sculpt, just look at it. It looks amazing. Even the Piper facial sculpt has a softness to it, not a shine like this Undertaker. So the Undertaker had to be included. I don't even know where I'm going to put him, guys and gals, because we're running out of space. Had to be included, and he's a big figure, in top figures of 2024. Top wrestling figures. I keep saying figures because we have a separate video on just regular IPs, action figures, so keep that in mind. Check it out if you love TMNT and all that jazz. All right, this would probably have to be one of my favorite figures as a whole in 2024. The facial sculpt, the entrance attire, the mask, the detail on this was incredible, guys and gals. With that said, I may have to rank this as my top figure of the year, but I have no idea for wrestling. I mean, I love Asuka, don't get me wrong. I love her. This could be it, guys. And I love just when she's like pulling it off. And again, the mask fell off, but when she's like kind of biting the mask a little bit, I love that look. And you can get it here on this figure. I saw Bill at WrestleMania 40 in Philadelphia. I actually showed him a picture of this that I took, and he loved it. He said it's one of his favorite figures to work on, obviously, of the year so far. And yeah, that was released this year, and she looks great. Next up, I can't do it. You suck. You suck. Okay, so this is a probably controversial pick, but it is the best Kurt Angle figure ever produced. He comes with so much: the medals, the title, the cloth goods singlet. He came with multiple head sculpts. He's got tattoo deco, which is accurate to the era as well. I love the arm pads, the elbow pads, the knee pads look great too. They look very, very just tight and fitted, as does the singlet. I love his alternate crying facial sculpt too. I will never use it, but it's a fun addition. Again, this came with a lot. Cloth goods, and then you had the knee and elbow pads, the medals, the title was with it, came with it. I mean, it had a little bit of everything, guys, and that's why Angle is up there. And the lifelike detail is incredible. I mean, it's just an incredible figure, guys and gals. And I don't know where to go next. Let's go here. What time is it? What time is it? It's Vader time. Guys, this Vader is the best Vader figure of all time. He came with so much. The only thing that he was missing was the Mastodon helmet. I probably would have opted to go with, you know, they did like mask off, mask on. If they just could have included that Mastodon helmet because it was a reuse, it would have been awesome for this figure. I think it would have probably been my top figure. But you have the molded detail here in the gloves, in the wrist tape. This is what I want on my figures, Mattel. This is it. Cloth goods, titles. I love the options you get with this Vader. This was a Legends Target exclusive, and I think they had a they missed it in the system where it was like $20 or something. I mean, guys, I got the chase too. It's incredible. It's an incredible figure. Sorry, guys and gals, I had to take a little bit of a break there. I needed to wet the throat. A little coffee works all the time. Next up, Ultimate Editions. We're still on Ultimate Editions here. Have a nice day. Again, Monday Night Wars, Walmart exclusive, Mankind. Another figure that just comes with everything, right? I mean, the title, the shirt, the tie, the Sacco, the alternate face sculpts, so many great stuff. The face sculpt on this Mankind was incredible. I would have liked more of that Undertaker shine. I would have liked the Undertaker shine on a lot of these. Again, that shine that the Undertaker has, especially on the tongue area, was amazing. If they did that here, it would have been great too, I thought. But overall, this Mick Foley is just amazing. This Mankind is the best Mankind figure ever. We did a review on the channel, so check it out if you're interested in hearing more about the Mankind. But have a nice day. It's Mr. Sacco. He's there. He has made the list. And we have one more single release here because we can't forget about Whoa. Oh, again, another amazing figure. Now, this is the kind of figures that I want for my $35 price point. These look great. Look at this Seth Rollins, guys and gals. This is amazing. You get the look. I believe this is the Money in the Bank look, guys. Comment below. I forgot. All right. I forgot. It was the Mattel WWE Ultimate Edition Fan Takeover Amazon exclusive Seth freaking Rollins. He comes in that Elton John inspired attire. We did a review of this one on the channel as well, so check that out. Comes with this beautiful entrance gear. Again, all Elton John inspired. This is 2 years in a row where we've got banger Seth Rollins figures, guys and gals. We got that one with the entrance robe last year, I believe it was, right? Was it last year, guys? I hope it wasn't this year because it should be on this. If it's this year, it should be on the list too. But check out the review. The Seth Rollins is here to stay. I'm going to put him over here on the side so he just doesn't clog the front up too much. Actually, let's put him on this side. All right, next up, let's... Man, I don't know where to go. Because these will be dropping after this 2024, this top figures of wrestling figures of 2024 video goes out. We'll be dropping reviews of all these sets. Let's start with this one. We finally got the Outsiders in all their glory. I haven't reviewed these yet. I'm not going to on this channel right now. Because we're in the thick of it. Again, top wrestling figures of 2024 Ultimate Editions. Love these figures. That Scott Hall in that look is awesome. He looks great. Great facial sculpt there. I just love K Nash looking like that. It's very simple. I know. I don't know. I like these figures. I do. Are they my favorite ones of 2024? Probably not. I think they made great improvements of both of these. I do love them. They are updated. They look great. They got the tag titles. They came with so much. They are top figures of 2024, bar none. Yeah, I think that's all I got to say about them right now because I want to review them for you. So I'm going to put them off to the side here. And we'll move on. We have 4 figures left. 4 figures left. 4 left. So we got Scott Hall and Kevin Nash, the Outsiders. That was the ringside exclusive as well. Oh, man. All right. The next up is another ringside collectibles exclusive. And these figures are awesome together, guys. So I'm trying to get them in the promo style pose. I think that's what I'm going to keep them in on my display. I am going to throw them into that kind of 80s new generation display I have, but it's Rick and Scott Steiner. Again, I'm going to be reviewing these figures. It's going to be part of a wrestling figure series on the boxed exclusives. They killed it. They nailed it. This Rick is amazing. The Scott looks great. Some of the facial sculpts on the Scott are eh. But the only thing I would have liked with these, I love the entrance jackets. I would have liked the entrance jackets to have the Michigan logo on it. Again, I don't understand if WWE has licensing to do the belts, why can't they do the Michigan logo? It just doesn't make any sense to me, Mattel. But anyway, it is what it is. It's an M. I just don't understand why they just can't do that with some of this stuff. With that said, I still love these two together. They look great. I'm trying to get them posed here for the purposes of this. There you go. Of the camera. They're going to fall. But anyway, I loved both of these. We finally got a Steiner Brothers set together. I mean, we've been waiting so long for this set. And to finally have it in hand and the attention to the detail they gave with Scott and Rick, especially Rick, I think this is the best Rick Steiner figure ever produced. I love that they used the kind of Steiner math attire. I love that this is also a Classic Superstars attire as well that they use. So we're going to bring the Classic Superstars figure in when we do our review. But I love this Rick and Scott. I also love the barking sculpt on the Rick Steiner figure as well. And yeah, these were, in my opinion, some of the top figures of 2024. All right, everybody, we are down to our final 2 figures of the year. I cleaned up the area a little bit, displayed everything nicely for y'all, and we're down to the final 2 top wrestling figures of the year. Feel the power of the Ultimate Warrior. Guys and gals, this set was a big-time surprise. I haven't done a review of this figure yet. We're going to be doing a review of the set very shortly on the channel. I loved this 2-pack. This was the Amazon exclusive Grudge Matches of 1992 Papa Shango Ultimate Warrior 2-pack. This Warrior figure is great, guys. Now, I have him on with the black ooze, blood, whatever you want to call it, running down his face. I think this is an amazing sculpt, guys. I mean, look at the detail here. Love the highlights in the hair, too. The promotional images didn't have that. So a lot of things from the promotional images were better on this figure. So love this, love this. I love that it came with that merch jacket, that entrance jacket for Warrior. Super fun. I have 2 of these in my collection. This attire is amazing. It's just kind of all 80s out. I mean, it looks great with the oranges and the baby blues and stuff. So I had to put this in the top figures of 2024. You guys know I'm a huge Ultimate Warrior fan, so I needed to have him in here. This is the only Warrior figure this year. I think it's definitely should be there. One other thing I wanted to let you know, guys, before we end, I did not include any figures that were re-releases. So I don't think you should include re-releases in 24. Like, if a figure came out and was released in 2024, it's not going to be on this list. It's not going to do it. I'm not going to do it, guys. Or we don't do top picks or anything like that either. So with that said, Warrior made the cut. And then quite possibly the best figure of the year. I mean, this is going to be like a Doink year, guys. Doink was like my favorite figure. I believe it was last year, 2023. 2024, this Papa is amazing. I mean, look at this entrance cape. He comes with the skull kind of, voodoo skull thing going on here, which is awesome. The voodoo style necklace, the hat. This is the alternate eyes up sculpt, like he's putting Warrior in a trance. I mean, this Papa Shango is amazing. Again, Mattel always has some of these interesting characters for releases. So like the Doink and the Papa and stuff like that, do we really need them in Ultimate Edition form? No, but when they do them, they just knock it out of the park because they're so toyetic, right? I mean, they just scream action figure. So I had to put Papa Shango in here as well as part of that 2-pack because I think it's just an amazing figure and it could be one of the best figures of 2024, guys and gals. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. What we're going to do is we have everything in front of us, but we're going to fix the camera. We're going to come back around on the other side. We're going to wrap this up. Thanks so much for joining us this entire time, and we'll see you on the flip side. All right, everybody, we're back. Wow, 2024. What a year, guys and gals. What an amazing year in wrestling figure collecting and action figure collecting just as a whole. We absolutely had a banner year. We got so many new and great updated figures from various toy companies, including Jazwares, Zombie Sailor, Major Bendy's Big Rubber Guys, Mattel WWE. I'll tell you, if you're a wrestling figure collector, even just an action figure collector in general, you got to be happy with the year. I mean, again, there were some misses, but there are a lot more hits than misses. And that's what we say on this channel. We love the hits. We want to promote the hits. So I moved the camera around so you could possibly see some things a little bit better. This is the spread, guys and gals. What are your thoughts? Comment below. Would you have included one? Would you have included? Would you not have included something? Let me know. Let me know what your thoughts are. I know I didn't have a lot of NXT people in here. I just felt the NXT figures this year, the facial sculpts weren't there on a lot of them. So I kind of left some of them out. So if you're looking like a modern collector and stuff like that, and you don't see NXT stuff in here, that's the reason for it. I think they just need to get a little bit better with the NXT stuff. The Ultimate Edition line was great. I have to really say, though, man, it's a tie. A hats off to everybody on here, first of all. That's what we do on the channel. We do a hats off. I gotta give it to Mattel, I guess. I don't know. I mean, it's so funny. Like, there's so many great toy companies out there, right? And wrestling figure-wise, just wrestling figure-wise, personally, I think Jazwares is giving you the most for your money, especially when they hit especially with these. These are all $20 to $30 figures, guys, not on sale. And you saw in the beginning of this video, they are just awesome. The facial sculpts, the detail, the molded detail, the paint work, the paint apps. I mean, the figures out, they're nice and ratcheted in the joints. They're not overly loose. They're not bobbly head. They're not too tight. I mean, I think overall, if you get a Jazwares AEW figure and it is a big time hit, especially in the facial sculpt, that's a win for $20 to $25, especially with the accessories and stuff they give you as well. I may have to lean to Jazwares, even though the majority of the figures on this table are from Mattel, just because they release so much more. And they have the nostalgia bug and all that. And I think Jazwares will be doing more nostalgia-based things as they were doing with Ring of Honor, the Stingers, the Surfer Stingers that are coming out, and so on and so forth. But Mattel, you did it again this year. I mean, we got the Steiners. We got that. Look at that. I keep looking at that Warrior figure right here. That Warrior figure is amazing. The Mankind, the Headbangers. They nailed the Papa Shango. We're getting ECW originals finally because those restrictions from Mr. McMahon are released now. You got WCW stuff in there. Great 80s representation with the Vader and the Hogan. You know, it's tough. Everybody did a great job this year wrestling figure-wise. Mattel can make some improvements in certain areas, of course, but they did a bang-up job this year. So hats off again to everybody. I think Mattel takes the win this year. Jazwares for value, best wrestling figures for your value. I would put them up there with Jada Toys, though, with best figures possibly out there. Jada Toys, the value-wise, with what they're doing with Street Fighter and what Jazwares AEW is doing with their figures, I think they're tied. I know a lot of people love that Jada stuff, but I think a lot of people love that Jada stuff and aren't into the Jazwares stuff. Now, if Jazwares did that with AEW and all those facial sculpts were redone and super awesome, I would give it to Jazwares down, hands down. Value is there. All right, that's it, guys and gals. I won't take too much more of your time. You know I'm your host, SQD Will. You know we are here to collect, and you are too. Thanks so much for 2024. We ended so strong. So I want to thank everybody that has subscribed to the channel. If you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. It's free. It doesn't cost anything as well. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. Turn the notification bell on when you want to know when we're posting new videos. We'll be doing live streams in 2025. We'll be doing Comic-Con assessments and all that jazz. So you're going to really want to stick with us. We have a ton of new content. Hope you guys like the new look too. I know that we're introducing this new look. Comment below. Again, the comments are the way we get better. Just be constructive, guys and gals. I don't want to hear stupid opinions and stuff. Like that's going to go to the wayside if I get a lot of that troll stuff. With all this said, thanks so much for joining us. Again, have a happy, healthy, and safe 2025 from SQD Will here. I should say at Here to Collect. You know what we love to say all the time? I don't know what kind of a review this is, but we're going to catch you in 2026. At the end of 2025, we're rocking and rolling, baby. And don't forget to join us on another top figure review of the year at Here to Collect.